I'm Lehman Kessler. I'm the producer on this show and Mr. Lovecraft's assistant, and I'm the only one here. So I thought I would do a show for y'all. You see, it's Origins this weekend, the big game conference here in Ohio, and everyone else decided to go on down to Columbus and have themselves a grand old time, except for me, because I wasn't invited to come along. But I thought, you know what? Hey, Lehman, let's make some lemonade out of them old lemons. And if I can't go to the games, I'll bring the games to you. By which I mean we're gonna do a board game review. So today we're gonna be doing Gloom. We're gonna be doing Gloom. We're gonna be talking about Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven is a game for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, and it apparently takes half an hour per player. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't. Full disclosure, I played this before. I got a chance. Some of the local college kids let me come and be in a game with them. It's really heavy, guys, and there's vacuum sealed like a mother. And so I got a chance to see what the game was like. There we go. Oh, hello. Oh, this is really brand new. There's a lot. There's a lot going on here. So you might be intimidated by the size of this box and all of its contents, but really it's a pretty simple game. This is, I can't use this yet. This is rules, always good. There's a lot of pages. You're gonna be flipping through this a lot. This right here is what I like. I like a big old book of scenarios. That's right. This game, like other sort of cooperative or semi-competitive dungeon simulators like Hero Quest or Dragon Strike. Y'all remember Dragon Strike with the turtleneck? I like that guy. It comes with all these different scenarios. There's no GM or sort of bad guy. All the players are working together, although I do recommend, if you can, and if you've got maybe more than the 4 players, having one person set aside to kind of be on the scenario and the rules, to essentially be a kind of game master, is not a terrible idea. You kind of rotate around. That's what I found anyway. Oh, this is fun. This is the board of the game, which is a sort of big old picture map of the region that you're going to be sort of adventuring in and running around. Comes with all sorts of stickers that you get to put on it. You don't really use it for most of the game. You just kind of look at it at the start and then you set it aside. There's kind of that's going to be a running theme with Gloomhaven. It's kind of looking at really cool things and being like, this is really cool. We're not doing anything with it for 6 hours. What you are going to be doing for a good long while is punching out cardboard, which is a lot of fun. This is the maps, essentially, the grids for where the adventures take place, the monsters, the treasures, the traps, the status effects, the gold, it's all here. And you are going to have to figure out when you're doing one of these fun scenarios just which token you're going to need. And that's going to be a fun treasure hunt just in and of itself. So if you like looking for really small pieces of cardboard, you're in for a treat. But this right here is what's really exciting. So legacy games are kind of all the rage, you know, Pandemic Legacy, Risk Legacy, Seafall. There's this whole kind of fun sort of milieu, I learned that word, milieu of taking sort of your regular game, but then having stuff that changes as you go along. So this game is full of hidden boxes and hidden envelopes that you don't get to open until the game tells you to. It's got a lot of foam. A lot of foam. And these right here, these little like packets of stuff, these are your characters. So your character is a bunch of cards. Essentially, you're kind of doing a bit of deck building, a bit of cycling through your deck. That's kind of your attacks and your special abilities when you're actually running around in the dungeons. And each character is represented by a symbol, and you get to play like 5 at the start. And then as you kind of progress through and unlock things, you get more characters. And there's a bunch. There's a ton here. This is a fun little damage and experience counter. It's a little wheel. You get to feel like a little DJ. Yo, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. That was unacceptable. A lot of cards. A lot of cards. Bad guys. They get their own fun little decks. It's a really fun toy. I found that while there's a ton of setup, there's a ton of, popping things out of cardboard and popping open boxes. It's a toy. Like, this is the kind of game that 12-year-old Lehman, sitting around by himself would have just dreamed about, Like, I grew up, again, on games like Hero Quest and Talisman and Dragon Strike, and these are games that just, like, captured the imagination and gave you just these options for playing again and again and again and again, even though it was fairly repetitive and the sort of basic mechanics weren't that complex. That's sort of what's going on here, but they are giving you this sense of advancement. Your characters level up. You get to start adding new cards into your little action deck as you're going along. And it's just fun. There's just, like, look at these. Like, there's all these little boxes, and the miniatures are in here. Like, you don't know what they look like until you sort of pop them open, but each one corresponds to this big old sort of, cartridge of cards and actions. There's a lot. And it costs a lot, as you can imagine. So you have to ask yourself whether it's worth investing in this big old pile of cardboard and plastic. But the potential, if you have a core group of friends, a core group of people that you just want to get together with and explore and adventure and do kind of fun strategy and tactical combat, I mean, it's all here. This is a great rainy day kind of game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can unlock. I want to find out what happens with this envelope here. Like, what? That's an X, and it's got a little wax seal, guys. Someone important sealed this for me. So there you go. That's just a sort of a taste of Gloomhaven. We're gonna get a chance to play a little bit more, but if you're interested, I would suggest finding a real board game review show. Or just go to Origins, because I'm sure there'll be people playing it there. So there you go. That's it for us. Thank you, Mr. Lovecraft, and all of our wacky characters will be back next week, I'm sure. Until then, keep reaching for the stars. I don't think that's the sign-off phrase. I'm really sorry. I really don't watch the show much. I've been Lehman Kessler. Bye, guys. This is really heavy. Oh, I should have thought this through.
Gloomhaven, the game with a lot of gloom. But you better have room, you maven. We're having so much fun. But I'm really sorry. This was a bad idea, and I think I'm sort of acting out because I really wanted to go to Origins, and instead I'm stuck here making an episode, and that's not on you. You don't deserve that. So I'm really sorry, guys.